Hey nail crew, welcome back. Welcome back. Today I'm doing video 2. So the first video I gave you a shopping list, everything you would need to buy to get started on a nice polygel kit, right? Yeah, you remember that video? Cause you watched it. And you gave me a thumbs up. So this video, I'm going to give you little tips and tricks, and this is mainly geared towards beginners. Like if you're advanced polygel user doer, I don't think this will be too helpful for you, but maybe I'll give 1 or 2 things that you didn't know. I don't know. And then if you are an advanced polygel user and you're watching this video and I forget something, just comment it down below and somebody else might be able to use that, you know, little trick that you throw out there. So I have 10 tricks or tips or whatever, and I have them all written on my phone because this is where I take all my little notes. So I have 10 things and we're going to go in order. Some of them are going to be like basic. You're going to say, well, duh, right? But for someone out there needs that little tip, so you know, hey. And then there's going to be other things that are going to be, oh well, I didn't think of that, right? So listen to all 10 tips, tell me what you think, and add your special tip or trick down below, and we can all share. Okay, so the first one, it's pretty basic, but I had to learn this the hard way because I had no idea. The first trick is, or tip I should say, let me grab my little polygel bucket. This is where I keep all my polygel in. So I have so many different ones that I want to try for you guys. I just have so many polygels. I just love it. I love it. Every time there's a sale, I'm like, oh, I need that. Oh, I need that. So one thing you want to know is the polygel soak off or file off, okay? Because it's a big difference. Soak off polygels, you literally put your hand in acetone and they soak pretty much completely off, okay? That is easy. That is what I would recommend for a beginner. Soak off polygel. The other type of polygel, and I learned this the hard way, y'all, is not soak off. It is a file off. Listen, you will soak your hands in acetone for an hour. I've done it. Nothing will happen. No polygel is coming off. You have to file it off, and you have to file it off with a drill, okay? So if you're a beginner, chances are you don't even have a drill, and or you're not proficient with it enough to file off your polygel. So I would not use a file off polygel. So how do you know if it's soak off or not? How do you know? Well, it should say it right on the little package. So this is Elite 99. I have not tried this one yet, but I will. It is Elite 99 and it says right on the package, soak. Let me see. Can y'all see that? Of course you can. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, so it says right there, soak off, right? Versus many other polygel. I talk about this brand too much. Let me use another one. Let's talk about another one. A-Nail. I have not used A-Nail either. So, yeah, I'm going to try this one too. But this one just says fast building gel. It does not say specifically soak off. So if it does not say soak off right on the package, assume that it is a file off, and you'll be better off for just assuming that it is a file off than to assume it's a soak off and then you have your hands in acetone for an hour and nothing is happening, okay? I learned that the hard way. So, okay, Elite 99 soak off. A-Nail, I'm gonna assume it's not a soak off because it does not say that on the package. So, all right. So that was tip number 1. Tip number 2, I'm looking on my phone. Tip number 2, oh, here's another one I learned the hard way. Oh my God. Lord. Tip number 2. Let me just show you the alcohol. Let me just show you. Tip number 2. You don't want to be reaching for 99% alcohol. No. See, I thought, oh, I'm going to be like fancy. You know, I got my Polygel. I'm going to get the best alcohol I could find. I'm going to get me some 99%. Oh, yeah, and when I can't get that, 91%, honey, because, you know, only the best. Only the best, right? Wrong. 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 Oh, my gosh. No, you don't want to do that. You want to go for the cheaper alcohol. So you want 70%, 50%. Now, I know people use this. People use this. And with some polygels, it's okay. Certain polygels, the polygels that have more acrylic in it, it's fine. It's fine to use a higher concentration of alcohol because the alcohol breaks down the gel, not the acrylic. So if your polygel has a lot of acrylic in it, getting away with a high concentration of alcohol is fine. If your polygel has more gel in it and you use a high concentration alcohol, you might just want to watch my other video. I'm going to leave the link. I'm going to leave the link. I'm going to leave the link, honey. Because you will see, I use this alcohol trying to be all cute like, oh, yeah, no, okay, no. It turned my polygel into like a white, milky mess. Oh my God, I'm not even going to talk about it. I've talked about that enough in way too many videos. So I'm not going to talk about it today. But I just want you guys to know, no, okay? Get you some 50% alcohol, 70% alcohol. Now, I had a commenter tell me in one of my little videos, they left me a little message, and they said, if all you have is 90% alcohol, put a little bit of water in it and dilute it. And now you'll have like, you know, half the strength of the 90% alcohol, and that works better. So that's another tip. I guess we could call that 2B. Okay. Another little tip. Tip number 3. No. Don't even try it. Don't even try to get fancy. Don't try to get cute. This is going to ruin everything, okay? So, alcohol breaks down the gel. Acetone, good old acetone. Acetone breaks down everything. It's going to break down the gel and it's going to break down the acrylic. So, if you have a polygel that's heavily based in gel or is heavily based in acrylic, either one, the acetone is going to break it down too much and you're going to have that same white, milky, or even like spotted. I've seen people do their polygels on here on YouTube and they had like white speckles in the, it just was not cute. White speckles because they either used acetone or their alcohol was too strong or they used too much alcohol, okay? So, tip 2, not too much of this, lower the percent, okay? Okay? Tip 3, okay? Okay. So, also, let me just piggyback on that before we move to tip number 4. Let me just show you a little something. All right, so let me just show you guys. So I have my brush, and I'm going to do a full tutorial. That's probably going to be video 3 or 4 in this series, okay? This is video 2. So let me just show you guys something. So I have my alcohol, right? I have my lidded alcohol, and I just keep using the same little thing. When this gets empty, I fill it up. So when you dip your brush to do polygels, and I'll go into more detail in a next video, okay? When you dip your brush to do your polygels, some polygels, you could get away with dousing the brush in there and it could be like dripping, dripping, dripping. Model 1s, you could go ham with this alcohol and you will be fine because Model 1s, that polygel is so thick. I think it's mostly acrylic. So I went in with my alcohol and I was absolutely fine. But gel-like polygel and which other one? And McCart, those are softer, okay? Those are softer. So those two, you hardly need any alcohol for those, okay? So you're not gonna just dip your brush in. We ain't gonna do that, okay? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And I'm gonna go into detail. Listen, I learned the hard way. I'm just trying to help you I'm trying to help you out, sis. What you want to do is barely dip the brush in there, right? So a little bit. Then you're going to wipe off the excess because we don't want all that alcohol breaking down our polygel, right? And if you still have too much alcohol on the brush, that's going to take me to tip number 4. You want to use something lint-free. So I like these makeup sponges for so many reasons. One, you get a whole bag of them for like $1. And two, they're reusable, so you're saving money. Like, I use the same one over and over and over, you know, and then, yeah, like, yeah. So if you have something like this that's lint-free, then if you have too much alcohol here, you can dab the excess alcohol off, not pick up any lint on the brush, so therefore you won't get lint in your polygel, okay? So a little bit of alcohol, wipe off the brush, and if it's still too wet, then you could just dab it, dab it, dab it on something like this, okay? 4 tips so far. We moving right along. All right, let me see what I have for tip number 5. If I don't write it down, I will forget everything. Sure, ain't no shame in my game, y'all. All right, so let me just check. So we did that. I gotta check, check, check. All right, so another good tip. Lord, y'all, you need this tip. Move that out my frame. I'm not looking at that. All right, so another good tip is get yourself a good base gel. It does not matter how good your polygel is. Listen to me. It does not matter how good your polygel is if you don't have a good base coat, okay? The base coat is what's going to keep the polygel and your nail stuck together. So think of like the base gel as like the peanut butter and jelly, right? And then your nail is the bread and the polygel is the bread. And okay, so a good base coat, what I like, my opinion, and what has worked for more. Y'all, what I'm gonna say? Go ahead. What I'm gonna say? Y'all know. If y'all been watching, y'all know what I'm saying. Rubber base gel. Now, I have not tried any other brands of rubber base gel, so I'm sure there are better brands out there. But this Coty, can I focus? Yes. This Coty rubber base gel, y'all. Bomb.com. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Another good base gel, and I know you see me use other ones, but it wasn't my favorite. Another good base gel is the Macart, y'all. Macart base gel and Coty rubber base gel. Yeah. 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 I have to keep the sets on for a long time. I have a little basket of like gel. Like, this is what I keep my quick access gel polishes. So I keep my base coats and my top coats and everything kind of organized because that's just how I roll. And yeah, I always find myself grabbing, you know, that one or that one. Now, I have tried other ones. Like, I've tried the gel-like one. It works. It's good. But it's not like my favorite. You know what I mean? So you need a good base gel because your polygel extension is only as good as the base coat. Because the polygel extension might last long. It might not break. It might not chip. Anything like that, because the polygel itself is good. But it's not going to stick to your nail if you don't have a good base coat, sis. Get you a good base coat. All right. Moving on. So that was tip number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, tip number 5. I should have numbered them. I didn't number them, so I gotta like count them. All right, so that's tip number 5. Okay, so tip number 6, and this tip came from an EC Cosmetic rep. Okay, so me and her kind of emailed back and forth. I hope you checked that video out. I know you did. I know my nail crew checked out that video because I just posted it like 2 days ago. So go check it out. So anyway, I spoke to an EC Cosmetic rep. Oh, my hair, man. Ooh. Let me get it together. And she said, okay, let me bring y'all back to my nail disaster. I gotta sit back, y'all. Oh my God. So remember when I did my nails and it had all them scratches in it? And I was like, not good, y'all. Not good. She suggested you use a softer grit file. Now, I know you're like, duh, that's basic. But it's not basic because I always use the same file. Let me show you. See this little drill? I use the same grit file and little drill for all my sets, all my polygels, and I've never got scratches in it. It was fine, okay? Just fine. However, when I use that particular brand, Scratch City, and I was upset. So she suggested a softer grit file. So that is also another tip, guys. Figure out how soft, if your polygels are hard and firm, more acrylic based, you could use any kind of file you want. You'll be fine. If it is more gel based, more soft, you want a softer grit file, okay? So what I suggest is, I have a couple files for you guys to look at. So this one is Beauty Secrets I got from Sally's, and here's how you could tell, you know, the grit of the file, okay? All right, so here's how you could tell. I'm trying to focus for y'all. See that? So it's a coarse, medium, 100, 180. So what that means, like 100, 180, what is that, a blood pressure? I don't know, right? No. All right, so the coarse file is the 100 grit. So the lesser the number, the more coarse the file, right? The higher the number, the more softer the grit, right? So if you have a 100, 180 file, one side of it is going to be coarse. The other side of it is going to be medium in this case, right? Maybe you have a medium or coarse, whatever. It should be labeled somewhere on the file so you'll know what you're working with. So this one is a coarse medium, okay? This one I got from Sally's. This one I think I got from Target or Walmart or something. And it's also, you see that? It's also a 100, 180 coarse medium, okay? Just showing you examples. And I think I got this one from Walmart. Same thing. 100, 180. So same thing. So all your files should say it on there somewhere. So if you have a soft polygel, my darling, you want to use the softer side. So in this case, the medium side, okay? And that way you don't get scratches in your polygel, because that ain't cute, okay? Or if you did such a good job on your polygel and they're pretty much smooth anyway, just use a buffer. Just get you a nice buffing block and just buff over the top of them and you're good to go. Moving on, checking off my list. All right, so let's see. Okay, here's another tip, and I talked about this in my other video. So if you already know this tip, say "ay, ay," because I watched your last video. Say "ay, ay," because I watched your last video. All right, so here's a tip. I gotta grab my little container again. Gotta grab a polygel. So now we've done a set of polygels, right? And you're like, okay, I'm done. No, what you want to do, and this one I've already done it, so it's hard. Let me push them down so I can redo it. All right, so what you want to do, after you've done your polygel set, if you just close it, you're capping air into the container. And so now when you go to use it again, there's air that settled into the polygel, and that could create some bubbles. Who want bubbly sets? Because now if you go to do your next set and there's bubbles in it, that's going to take a longer time because you got to pat out the bubbles. Oh no. So what we're going to do is push out as much of the air that we can. So you're done with your set and you want to put this away for storage, right? What you're going to do is squeeze, lightly squeeze, like don't go crazy. Lightly squeeze the polygel, squeezing all the air out until you see some of the polygel get to the surface. because 9 out of 10, most, I'm not going to say 100%, most of the air is out now. Then you put the cap on it and close it, right? And you should have like some sort of indentation in there. You close it up tight. Now when you go to use it again, you should not have any air bubbles, okay? Because you've squeezed out most of the air. You're welcome. Moving right along. Moving right along. Okay, so here's another tip. And I did mention this before. Toothpaste little keys. Toothpaste keys, right? So if you go online and you order some polygel, you can also get a polygel key. And these things are like more expensive than some of the polygel. I was like, what? I'm good. Then I had like a ding, like an aha moment. Toothpaste keys are the exact same thing. And they cheaper. So what do you do with this? You put it on to the polygel container and you squeeze from the bottom, just like your grandma told you. Don't be squeezing the toothpaste from the middle. Don't do that. That's going to ruin it, right? Well, same with the polygel. So you want to squeeze from the bottom. So when you have on the little key, it forces you to squeeze it from the bottom, and it keeps all the polygel in the same little area instead of having it move all the way up and down. And then also, that keeps less air from getting in the container as well. It keeps the polygel looking nice and neat. You get less wasted product because you've used all of it that's down here. So you have less wasted product and there's less air in the container. I might do a giveaway with a couple of these because I have way too many. All right. Moving along, moving along. What tip number am I on? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we're on 9. 9. Okay, so fast forward. We have the polygel on our finger, on our first finger. We just did this one, right? And we're like, so cute. I did such a good job, right? Right. Well, you don't want to mess up that work, sis. So I know a lot of people on here on YouTube, they do all their nails with polygel first, stick it in the lamp and cure them all at the same time. And that might maybe save them time. Don't do that if you're a beginner. Don't do that. What you want to do is you want to put the polygel on one finger, flash cure it for 10 seconds, and then move on to the next nail. 10 seconds is nothing, okay? Like, you could spare those 10 seconds because if you are a beginner and you do all that work to sculpt all your nails and then cure them at the same time, while you're on this finger, your hand might hit this finger, or this polygel might just go sliding all over the place, and now all your work has been like gone. Like, now you got to start all over. So you try to save time, but you really cost yourself time in the end. So don't do that. Please, sis, please cure each finger individually. A flash cure. You don't have to cure it for the full 60 seconds, okay? Don't do that. So you're going to put the polygel on one finger, flash cure it for 10 seconds. That's it. Then you're going to do the next finger, flash cure that for 10 seconds, right? You're going to do that for each finger individually. Then when you're done and everything has been flash cured for 10 seconds, right? So what I mean by flash cure is you just set it enough to where it won't move unless you really like manipulate it. You know what I mean? So you're just going to do that to all nails for 10 seconds. And then when you have done that, then you put the whole hand in the lamp and cure that for the full 60 seconds, okay? So, little tip. And I know you see me do that quite often. So, yeah. All right. So, the next tip is, okay, and this is something that I always do as well. So, most of you already know this one. Sis, these ain't cheap. These are not cheap. So, we need to save them. Okay. So what I like to do is do a thin layer of my polygel. The polygel is what's going to create my nail. It's what's going to give the nail structure, stability, shape, all that, okay? That is what the polygel is for. But when you do it like that, it's super thin. It's super thin. It's going to break very easily. We don't want that. So what you do is you have to add a second layer. Now, a lot of people add a second layer of the polygel, but I find that wasteful because, honey, so what I do, I add a second layer using something else, okay? And that's going to be, I have like a whole nother video of different options that you could do for your second layer, okay? Because you could do the dip acrylic method with like a glue or a resin and dip it in acrylic. You could do the gel polish acrylic method. I have a video on that as well. You could do, there's so many different ways that you could add a second layer. There's so many different ways, and they all work and they all look amazing, and they're all very, very durable. And the best part is they're cheaper. They're cheaper than using a second layer of polygel. You're welcome. Okay, so one really quick method is to use like hard gel. This is cheap. This came in a pack of 5 for like $7. They're affordable. So 5 for $7.99, and I just put a thin layer of this over my nail, and that is one way that I add my second layer, okay? So of course you can get away with doing a second layer of your polygel, but look how small these containers are. If you do a full set of nails and then do a second coat with this to add the structure and the strength and the thickness or whatever, if you do that with this, you're gonna run out of your polygel so quick that I just personally don't recommend it. So I use something like this or acrylic or whatever. Like I said, I'll go into more detail in a whole nother video. That's gonna be a fun video. So this tip number, what number? I don't even know. 9? I think this is tip number 9. 10? Tip? Okay, I don't know what number I'm on, guys. I don't know, I should have numbered it. Whatever number tip this is, explore different options for your second layer, okay? That is a very good tip. That is a very good tip. If you don't take nothing else from this whole video, take that, sis. Take that one. It's free. You're welcome. All right, now here is the last tip. And this one just came to me because I was in conversation with another YouTuber, and she was gonna waste some polygel, and I just was like, hey, why don't you do this, and then you don't have to waste it. So I added that. That's a little extra. So this is actually tip number 11. So let me paint the scene. You are doing your nails with polygel, but you mess up. Why? Because you're human. So you mess up, and you have now like a glob of polygel here, and you don't know what to do with it. You're gonna throw it away because you can't, once you squeeze it out the tube and it's on your nail, it's on the table, it's on a dual form, and you're like, okay, well, I can't get it back into the tube, right? I'm just gonna throw it away. No, you're not. What you're gonna do, you're gonna get yourself an opaque container like this. 50 cents at Walmart. Oh, this doesn't want to open. How to get another container. I don't know what that would nope. Are you gonna get yourself an opaque container? Now that one is more opaque, so that would be the one that I would use, but I'm just gonna show you what I'm talking about. So what you want to do is get yourself an opaque container, okay? And you're going to use the spatula side of your little gel brush, okay? You're going to scrape that polygel right off the table, right off that dual form, right off the nail, right off the floor. No, not off the floor, I'm just kidding. But if it's lint-free polygel and it's good otherwise, you just can't put it back into the container, scoop it up and then just plop it into a container like this and save it. Save it. So at the end, you might have like, you know, a good amount in here to do a fill. don't waste it. Don't waste it. It's perfectly good polygel, but you just can't put it back into the container. So just get something like this, scrape, and put it in here, and now, you know, got it all nice and capped up. When you go to do your fill, you can start with the little dollop that you would have thrown away. I'm all about saving them coins. I don't know about you, okay? All right, guys, so let's see. Am I done? I'm done. All right. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope you liked that video, because it was stuff in there that may have been easy for those who've been doing it forever. But I had to learn the hard way, and I just wanted you guys to really, like, fix my hair because I got excited during some of those demos and I look a hot mess. But I just wanted you guys to really, like, have a nice, successful transition from regular gels to polygels or acrylics to polygels. And for me, it was trial and error. There was a lot of things that I had to relearn and just get used to doing way differently than I was doing with acrylics, right? And I'm not like a trained professional, so everything that I do is self-taught. And you know, you're gonna mess up, you're gonna learn, and it's just all about saving money, number one, and number two, having fun with it. So at the end of the day, you do your nails and you mess up or they break off. Sometimes the fun is in the trial and error. So just pick yourself up and do it again. That's all I can say. All right, guys, that is it. That is all I have for you today. I hope you really, really, really love this video. I had fun making it. I hope that you guys learned something. I gave you a bonus tip, right? You came here for 10 tips. You got 11. You're welcome. All right, so give this video a thumbs up. If you learned anything at all, give this video a thumbs up. If there was something that I left out that you would like to share, right there in the comment section, go ahead and add it. And don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. You guys are so fun. So fun to talk to you guys. I love reading the comments. I love them. I love responding. Yeah, you guys are cool. All right, nail crew, that is it. See you guys in my next video. I plan to post, let me see what my next video, let me see what my next video is going to be. All right, so this was episode 2, right? Episode 3 in this whole polygel tips and tricks is how to prep like a pro so that you don't have lifting. Now, that is one thing. I never have lifting with my nails. I don't mean to brag, but toot toot. So I never have lifting. I never have lifting. Like, a nail may break because I don't want to talk about it. But a nail may break, but they won't lift, okay? So it's all in how you prep the nails. And so my next video, maybe I'll post it on Monday. I don't know. We'll see. So my next video is going to be how to base and prep your nails, guys, like a pro. Like me. All right. I'll see you guys later. Enjoyed this video. I hope, well, enjoyed this video. No. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am in my gym clothes because guess where I'm going? To the gym. Gonna lift some weights. Gonna squat.